Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey. We're gonna play with my little summer dress here for a little bit. Oh, she's looking so pretty. Look at her. So gorgeous. I can't even fit the whole thing into the shot. I'm gonna try to slowly move this up a little bit so you can get a better view of how large this has gotten now. This is a big, big piece now. She is a beaut. I'm getting closer and closer to where I want to be. All right, so I put on my ring. I decided to pull out the other black one I had because I don't seem to know where my other one went, so this is it. I had to get the secondary one. I mean, I can get more. They're not expensive or anything. It's just the principle of the matter. Where did my other one go? Anyway, using my yarn bowl, as I should, because I really wanted it and I never got it. And then I got it, and sometimes I forget that I can use it. So yeah, it's one of those. Right to the navy blue, using my 3.5, stringing this through really holds them together a lot better than not. A lot of people really like using a bead, which really helps keep your threads together because they're not intertwined, which can be a problem. Oh yeah, this feels so nice. Just sliding through, so relaxing, so zen. So what I needed after a long week. Super glad you're here and let's hang out and work on some crochet today. Yay! So I wanted to do two more rows of the double crochet. So this is the first of two, and then we're going to end it with the single crochet. I am not sure how much I'm going to need for straps or shoulders, however I want to do them. I may decide to do an actual like something to cover my shoulders because they burn so easily, but I want the V. I want it to be as close to what I don't know. Like I'm really, really deciding. I do like a good halter top, but my neck does not like a good halter top. Spaghetti straps, I could see that being a bit of a challenge. So I'm thinking more along the lines of like a crisscross back. The bras that I like to wear the most, especially when I'm working, do have a crisscross back to them, and they are more of a sports bra. And I find that to be quite comfortable and very supportive and doesn't hurt my neck or my shoulders. So I may decide to go that way where I have the two come down and meet and then come out to the sides. So like boom, boom, and then down, down. Makes sense? Sort of like an X. I think that might be my best route. I just don't know how it will look once I have the two pieces. So we'll have to play it by ear, but that is what I'm leaning towards just because it's gotta be comfortable and it's gotta be something I will actually wear. And I mean it's gonna be a lot of back exposed on this one. Oh my gosh, what is that? What is going on? Whoa, that just touched my hand. I was like, wow, that's a lot all at once. All right. Minor tangle, nothing major, just a little clump. Oh, so a whole lot of double crochets. And when we get to the corners, it's triple crochets in the corners, and then chain two, and another set of triple crochets, just to give the corners a little more oomph. Because on the other rows, they don't really have that oomph, so I'm trying to create a little bit of drama, but nothing that's too much, but I'll know it's there, so that is going to be awesome. This is going to be such a soft, soft dress. I'm so excited for this one. I know I say that about all my projects because they are. They're exciting. I'm creating something that is lasting, I hope, and something that I'm going to enjoy very, very much. And we are just ripping on through. Okay. And one and two, and then two through it. So I'm doing two around the chains, and then I'm doing two through the double crochets from the row below. So then the ones around the two chains will slide, and that will help give it a little more movement. But by putting the two through the double crochets, it also gives it a little bit more structure. It'll make sense when it starts to flow when I'm wearing it. So I think it's going to give it a flowy but slight structure. Nothing too much, no like boning or anything or heavy sewing or anything like that. But it will definitely be able to hold its shape. You're supposed to go through there. I know you're struggling. I know we're at the end of this cake, and that's when things get a little bit crazy with these things. Maybe I'll do two rows. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do two rows of single crochet at the end. I feel like that's going to definitely give it a finished look around the edges and give me a little more space for putting the item or the two sides together because I really, really can't wait for this one to be done. I'm hoping I can get it done for Christmas. Ooh, weird misspoken. For summer. I would like to wear it during the summer at some point, but I have a feeling I won't have it done this year. I'm not going to push myself to get this done when this side took me so long, even though it is just so pretty. So, so pretty. We got new hair clips at work yesterday, and there was one pansy in this case where there was two hair clips that are this colored pansies. The yellow in the center, the purple, the navy blue. I was like, oh no. I didn't grab them. I grabbed a couple cat ones instead, so I did grab some. And I may grab those later. Um, they're going to be so pretty. Why is this such a mess now? What is going on? Just gonna take that off, and we're just gonna take a little peek here at why my yarn is having such a difficult time staying together. Probably because of this hot mess. Yeah, I would say that would do it. I'm not sure where you're coming from. Why you're so knotted. Yeah, that seems a little bit like you're not even supposed to be here. I feel like this bit got dragged up and should not be with it. So it feels like some extra yarn got added to this area from the side. Oh, 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 oh. Don't go back over here. Oh my gosh, I am just making a mess now. Yeah, I feel like this bit here is not supposed to be there. Or if it is, it got caught. Oh, let's see. I see. Okay, so when I clipped this, okay, so I see exactly what's going on here. When I clipped this through, it caught one of the threads, and it's catching those threads there. So we're gonna have to go through and pull that right out, because yeah, that's not what I wanted to do with that. That shouldn't have gone through like that. Need that. Now I need to look on the other side of the cake. Make sure it's still attached to that. Because, yeah, we are at that point where everything is just a giant mess with my cake. All right. And my foot fell asleep. So if you see my foot wiggling around, I'm just trying to get some movement back in there because it is really tingly. I should have sat like that for so long, but I get all into my crochet and I forget that I have legs. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Okay, so hopefully you didn't see how messy my room is. Because right now I don't feel like cleaning it. I don't. I just don't want to. I get 2 days off and I'll clean in a little bit, but right now it's crochet o'clock and I'm going to do that because it's been all week without it. And I have cleaned the house off and on throughout the week. Not as much as I'd like, but a little bit here, a little bit there. And just going to continue wiggling my toes until I can get some feeling back in them, so don't mind the movements. I'm being real as can be. My toes are tingly and it hurts, the hurty kind. So I didn't realize my foot was asleep until I went to move it. Sometimes I can't feel that it's fallen asleep, and I think that's because of my sciatic nerve, I think it's called. I find that I have a very difficult time with that. My legs fall asleep very easily when I'm sitting on my bed or in a chair even. So I've actually had it happen when I'm standing up. So it tells me that there's a bit of nerve problems in my lower back. Usually in my hip area. My hips are still a little bit iffy after having my daughter over 5 years ago. Yeah, so that's a fun one. I think that might be one of those lasting things that just might never ever go away. So I just have to be mindful, and I wasn't being mindful, so it's still tingling at this point, and it should be done. Like it's just awful. Feels like there's barely anything going on. Working through this, making sure that I'm getting in through the double crochets, and then we're just going around the chains like I was saying, because it definitely creates movement in the pattern, which is what I want. I want this to flow. I want this to be a long, breezy summer dress. So now that's what I'm thinking about the type of straps I'll be wanting to put on there with what I have left, but I'm probably going to have to take the time to ball it up because it's looking like it's going to be an issue soon for this cake to become a tangly mess, which we do not want because that last tangle took me a week to get through. Just, overwhelmed with tangles. And usually I don't mind them, but I don't want this yarn to tangle. The shiny stuff was hard enough to pull apart without ripping, and some of it was going through itself, so I'm sure I had to rip it in a few spots and I just didn't really notice. And hopefully it's not going to affect how that sleeve is going to look because that is a sleeve. Ugh, let's hope so. Okay, getting through again. Now I'm going to have to pull this to straighten out the threads to be sure that everything is going the way I want it to. And a little bit more. Get my flow on with my ring because I actually pulled one out. And a little more like myself with my ring on. Totally Captain Planet over here. One and two. One. Oh, really feeling that now. And my calf muscle deciding to spasm. Now that I have feeling in it, now it's going to do a nice little muscle spasm. Oh, look, we just made it to the end of this row. That is exciting. Hi guys, this is the end of this row. So we are just going to do a simple little slip stitch into this chaining area here. I don't chain through it 1, 2, 3. And that counts as this one here. So now we just went through every single double crochet. There is nothing to slide on this row. It's all double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. And that's the way we like it. So this row, yeah, I think the 2 single crochets after this row is really going to give it an edge. I think that's going to be the best way to edge the edging for it. I don't want anything with holes. I don't want picots. I don't want anything like that because I don't feel it's going to be what I want. I want the yarn to be the star. I mean, yes, the pattern in the middle, but those patterns are going to be on my hips rather than the front or the chest or anything like that. So I'm really quite excited about that. I think it's going to look really nice. It looked really nice on a mannequin in a video. I'm not a mannequin in a video, but I still, feel like the style of it is going to be quite nice, and I'm going to enjoy that for sure. All right. All right. Going along. And I guess I do always go like that. It seems to be a way for me to know where my threads are, because I was trying to figure that out the other day with the Beauty Blender, why I was grabbing it like that. And no, I seem to do that. That just seems to be how I crochet, and I never really noticed that until I was doing that. Interesting. If it works, it works. Why not? And I'm just going to keep on going through. I feel like I can get through these rows by the end of this next week. So that's going to be my goal, to finish off what I can on this side. I'm going to do the 2, and that's probably where I'm going to cap it. Because I think when I held it up last, it was getting pretty close to my ankles, and I don't want it to drag on the ground when I'm walking around. So that is going to be a thing. What is that? Why is that sticking out like that? Oh, no. Well, when I get there, looks like I'm going to have to incorporate you. Oh, that's just not good. You really didn't stay in there, did you? Oh, that's just not good. Right near the end. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a problem with this kind of yarn. That can happen super easily. You can drop 1 out of the 4 threads, no problem. Like, no matter how you try to pull them together, there's a good chance you could just not pull them all with your hook. And with my eyes the way they are, I'm surprised that's the only one I've noticed, to be honest. There's probably lots more, but I probably had them in a way put in deep enough that they were able to just blend in. But that one's in a corner. And you can't put baby in the corner. You just can't do that. So I'm gonna have to put my next stuff through that and pull it tight so it blends into the fabric rather than sticking out like it's gonna get caught on something, because that's all it's gonna do. Anyhow, thank you for joining me here today at All the Crackers in the Box, as I see something I did wrong, and I'm determining how I'm going to blend it in. Anyways, see you again very soon, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!